big shout out to Rynex for the custom maps on Fortnite for Phantom Investigation. I finally got a chance to play the new maps, which is the forest and the general store. Really big fans of those two. Um, Forest mostly because the forest had to deal with the atmosphere. The generators is what got me the first time because the generators scared the tar me when I first heard it. It sounded like something screaming almost, and I'm like, that's not normal. And so I found out it was basically just the sound of the generator starting, which is kind of shocking. There was that, and the atmosphere all by itself, where you had like the coyotes going off, you had the basically it might remind me of like a redneck type of thing, where it was very much of a everybody did their own thing with the noises and everything, which is pretty cool. But it was a mixture of suspense and then quiet and then a little bit of terror, jump scares here and there. I have another video I'm gonna be editing tonight and then posting tonight as well. Um, where we heard a whistle. Like no joke, I heard a whistle right behind my ear, and I'm like, bro, that was terrifying. So really looking forward to seeing how that if anybody else heard that or it was just me. Um, it was the forest is a really good map for that game, and then general store. General store is like a combination. It felt like of the house with the apartment where more. You had plenty of space to move around. I liked how he had how Rynex had the camera on a swivel, so it's looking back and forth where it won't stand still. It's constantly moving, which I think is a great idea. Um, and it was one of those things where I'm like, if you could control more than one camera in that level, like in general store where you have like one watching like one section, another section type of thing. So you had two different cameras watching the two different aisles. That'd be cool because you lose your friends in certain aisles with the camera. So it's like you don't know if they're dead or not. If I want to see if I want you want to see if they can make the things on the shelf move. I know that's a lot of work though. Um, but yeah, I was excited for that map. It was got a few jump scares on that map, and I think I almost died twice in that map because everything is so close quarters. He must have upped the what do you call it? The happening of things, like the occurrence of events, were faster and more intense in this new update. Really big fan of this update. Like this update, it changed the game in a way that I'm like, this could go one of two different ways. One way, it could turn into people just see the constant jump scares and noises, and then it just becomes really dull, right? Or it could entice more people to jump in because the it's not the same game all the time. But the thing is like in a general store, I think myself and my friend we had the same ghost like three times. So I don't know how the randomizer is. If it's just like you stick on one map for a while and you get new ghosts and you don't change maps because then it'll restart itself maybe. That's my guess. But again, I enjoyed the randomization of sounds you get in the forest is a big help because being random with the noises with where things happening in that game mode helped a ton with that. So Rynex, if you're listening to this by any chance, I may post this on YouTube. Rynex, the thing I would like to see happen in any update, in the further updates for this game, Um, Either something to do with like, you know, events happening in a certain fraction of like every 2 3 minutes, because I heard that there was possibility that there was a timed ghost hunt. That could be a challenge mode where basically you are challenging one another to find a ghost at a certain time or a certain spirit or whatever, right? Um, and then also have it to the point where uh like things happen in a sequence of you opening a certain item, it will start the timer of a certain delayed action to actually happen. So say if someone just runs in and starts open all the doors, it starts clicking that timer faster. Um, then you have like your, if people are just sitting there waiting, things will start happening, making them actually want to move. Like say that the seeing as the ghost or spirit or whatever hits a person, doesn't kill them, but it hits them to the point where they have to move out of a certain corner. I think having something that will keep the player moving is a good idea. So I know like when we were playing, myself and Waffle Dreamer, we played it. You had to move because otherwise, you had breathing on your neck. You had the ghost would go through you, hurting you. Or I met a new mechanic that I did not see before in the previous update. Um, Again, I didn't play it as much recently because there was a lot of issues on my end because of constantly freezing at the cameras or whatever it was, or the connections between Xbox players and PS players was kind of bad. At least in my opinion, that was one of the issues we were having. Um, but one of the things that was really interesting was in the apartments. We were in the, was it the living room? I saw the ghost, ghost figure, or whatever, big giant white figure, and I run past it, and it chases after me, and it's hurting me the entire time. That was unique. More more of the interactivity like that, where it causes a person to actually have to move. If they don't, they will die. You know. And what I think too is if you were to do a time session like that, make sure that sort of event kind of happens more. I would say, where basically then if you have a team of like up to 2 players or 2 or more players, like 2 to 4 players, right? And you do team up, so like 2v2, right? So you have the first team goes in a certain amount of time, and the certain events are triggering certain things that happen. Um, still make them work for it, but it's like certain triggered events will happen when certain things are being pushed or being done or whatever. Um, like I know some people just really enjoy using the spirit box. So why not have like something that whenever a spirit box has been used every single 3 or 4 times, right, or more, like if someone's constantly using it, um, like an actual individual is using command to use it or to ask questions from the box, and then get a response, made to the point where things may actually change on the game itself, which will then push the person to um, have to use different ways to find the ghost. Some people will prefer having the certain scares or whatever, but also have um, first person mode has to be activated for like a certain jump scare to happen or something specifically to happen, because I think a lot of people enjoy the third person mode because third person mode you see everything around you, right? Where in first person mode you have to be more specific on what you're doing. So all in all, again, these are just some ideas I had. Would love to hear people's opinions as well on this topic. I'm not a writer of any programming, but I have plenty of ideas. I know you probably hear this a lot, right? Everybody has ideas for your project, and I didn't want to step on any toes, but a lot of the ideas that myself and my friend Waffle Dreamer were thinking up was hopefully help add to the suspense, the thrill, helping with the game modes that could happen in the future. So yeah, again, big shout out to Rynex for Phantom Investigation game mode on Fortnite Customs. Really, really fun. I've been enjoying it since I actually started playing the original Phantom Investigation, the original. We uh we started about like I'm gonna say middle of the spring, end of spring of this year, and then when he started adding in, he said, the update is coming soon. We're going, wait, this is not the actual game that we're having a good time with, and actually it was, but he was making the updated version already, so we're like, okay, let's give it a shot, and so we played the beta, if you would, of the new one, and we loved it. So again, I enjoy a good horror game. I do enjoy a good horror game. So Phantom Investigation helps with getting your levels up on your game, anyways, which is great because I play a lot because I can't do custom or I don't like a lot of custom game modes in there because you need a large group of friends to play with. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's a fun game, and I enjoy it because it's different from the other stuff, and it's not having to deal with like you must grind to get so many levels. Now a leveling up system like you had in the other one, the other mode where you had like it showed how many wins a certain character had. That would be cool to have still.
Oh,
Was that
that's how you do it. Okay.
was that you?
What?
Did you just whistle?
No, that wasn't me.
Hello?